Hera, welcome back to AFTV. Apologies, we're a little bit late, but obviously you can't blame us for enjoying this win a little bit. No, look, we were just getting everyone in place. Fan cams are going on. You're going to see them coming out on the channel very, very soon. But we have the pleasure of chatting to Laurie. Laurie, welcome to Full Time. Good to be back again.
Say that. Say Wagwan.
Wagwan?
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad?
Well, that's not bad. That's
okay.
not bad.
Thank you.
Mind you, you're from South London, so, you know.
Well, did I get it wrong?
Anyway, sorry, yeah, we're digressing. Yeah,
we are. Arsenal were brilliant today, and they've collected 3 points. They've beaten Leicester. I think the goals that Leicester scored, and the fact that we saw they could score, is what made it a little shaky. But actually, when you sort of take your emotion out of it, Arsenal were in complete control for 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's certainly the impression I got when I was watching it.
Yeah.
I think, actually, to be fair to Leicester, they actually made the brighter start, I thought. What do you think?
I thought Arsenal took a while to...
So?
Yeah, I thought Arsenal took a while to get into it in terms of chance creation, looking threatening. And Leicester, I think, had a bit of a spring in their step.
They had
but
the first 5-10 minutes. In fact, they even had a decent chance to go 1-0 up.
Which one was that? It's escaped me.
It
But
would have been right at the start of the game.
Right.
But that notwithstanding, I mean, listen, it was as I wouldn't say one-sided, but it's as convincing as you would want in a Premier League game of this magnitude.
Yes, I agree. I think Arsenal last week, if there was criticism for the performance, a lot of people felt, well, hold on, you were great for 30 minutes, so what about the other 60? And, you know, well, you're Palace and you're defending. What I liked about today was in tricky moments, Arsenal got their foot back on the ball, back on the front foot, and responded very, very quickly to those setbacks. But as always, guys, it's full time, so we're going to be talking through the game sort of as it happened. We'll be doing that for 20 minutes before we take your videos. And of course, we can't help ourselves. We've got an eye on the Brentford-Man United game, because early on, but you still want your rivals to be dropping points in and around you. So
would it be a rival, though?
Well,
who's your rival, Brentford or, you know?
You're this troll. This guy.
Seriously.
Well, I don't know. Well, Brentford will go 4 points clear of United, listeners. It's early, we're all messing, we're all having a bit of fun. But Arsenal, I'm with you. Leicester looked a little too at ease in the first 10-15 minutes. And then Arsenal started to just knock it around nicely, have a few moments. They were just sort of playing with a little bit of intricacy around the penalty area, a little bit of, those kind of, you think there's no space. And then Xhaka, Zinchenko, Jesus, Martinelli, they were combining nicely on the left, pinging it about, looking quite good. And then Jesus just moment of magic. Moment of magic.
Icing on the cake, isn't it? It's just that he's capable of producing special moments, and I think that's why the fans are so excited.
I would say that his the ability, Alexis Sanchez had this quality as well, an ability to create moments out of nothing also lends you to being quite a frustrating player sometimes. So I'm very aware that I'm talking about probably our man of the match who scored 2 and assisted twice. I actually thought Jesus was a little frustrating at times today.
Oh, really?
Just in terms of the layoff, or in terms of a little bit of whatever. But you take that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when it comes off, which is more often than not, by the way, it's electric. And that goal, and in the second half when he was driving at the Leicester back four and puts it across goal, and and he scores with his head, and then that moment where Ramsdale just fizzed one into him, the length of the pitch, and he sort of flicked it up and he's turned and he's through, and you're thinking, oh my God, you can't stop this guy. But it's those moments that you pay your money for. It's what makes him so special.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, listen, he has what they call mercurial talent, isn't it? Which is he does things that instinctively that other players wouldn't even go near. Now, sometimes those things are not going to work, and then the fan in the stand might be scratching his head thinking, why didn't he just lay it off to whoever? But he trusts himself, he has confidence, he has that next level ability. And it's great to see. And when he's in full flow like this, it's an absolute pleasure to watch him. Yeah,
he was a pleasure. I thought a lot of the Arsenal players were an absolute pleasure to watch. I thought Arsenal having a lot of joy down that left-hand side. So when Jesus had that moment and scored that goal, again, it comes from a little bit of intricacy. And I think it's because probably the 4 best players on the pitch were on that side. So Zinchenko, Xhaka, Martinelli, Jesus. I think they were the 4 best players on the pitch. Anyone else?
What? That leads me to something I was going to say later, but I'll say it now. The the pleasing thing for me today was that it was very hard to point out an Arsenal player today that didn't play well.
Yeah,
and that's probably the most encouraging thing, even with Jesus starring the show, is that, you know what I mean, all the moving parts seem to be working well, all the combinations seem to be working. Some people said to me that Saka didn't have his greatest game, but he was still effective in some of the stuff he did. I still thought he had a good game, and overall, I was very pleased.
I think you're right. I was coming away and I started writing a tweet saying, "Oh, you know, how about Zinchenko man of the match?" And I went, "Well, hold on, no, it's got to be Jesus, surely." But then I thought, well, actually, Xhaka's brilliant. So I thought I won't even tweet it because I think some games there just isn't a man of the match. You know, okay, you're going to give it to Jesus because of the end product, and ultimately that's the hardest thing to do, put it in the back of the net. But I thought there were so many players that are absolutely fantastic.
Listen, when you get a guy like Turkey saying that Xhaka had a good game and commending him for his goal, then you kind of know that things were running well today, you know what I mean?
Well, I want to dedicate some real time to Xhaka. We'll do it when we get to the third goal, because obviously, you know, that's when he scored, and I think he merits a section in this, and he will do in tactical insight as well, no doubt. The second goal comes from, I believe it's a corner, and there's it's a flick on, and Jesus at the back post. He's actually got real aerial ability because he's got such a spring in his step, and where I saw it today was how many headers he won. You know, getting above Johnny Evans or Amate or Fofana, but more often than not it was Evans. He really pinned him, and if he's not going for the header, he's very good at pinning the defender. Actually, this chair's a good way of illustrating it. He's very good at pinning the defender and spinning them, but he's also very good at winning his header and just almost lofting it into the air and buying himself time to then get to where the ball's going to be. He's just like, he plays like a kid on the playground, and I mean that in the best way possible. He's a constant wriggly nuisance.
And you know what I've noticed about him as well? I mean, I did see it at City, so I'm not going to pretend like it's anything new. It's just that obviously we're watching him more now, close up. But what I would say about Gabriel Jesus, which is so impressive, is that all that skill that he's got is underpinned by a real natural athleticism. And when I say that, I mean he's got bundles of energy.
Yeah.
He's quick off the mark. And like you said, he's deceptively strong.
Yeah.
So he has real athleticism that underpins the skill. So he's able to perform those skills late into the game because he's so athletically gifted. So he's going to be a great signing for us.
And you mentioned he's skillful, he's athletic, and yet he still has the work rate.
Well,
to basically say, listen, it's not enough to have all those things.
Yeah.
Some of it is natural talent, some of it you worked on, but the work ethic is. Not every player. Listen, every player goes out, and I think most of them at this level they give their all because their personal pride. They don't get to that level without it. But there's something I never really liked the whole he gives 110% because that doesn't make any sense.
Apart from the fact it's nonsensical.
Exactly. Yeah. But if ever it were to make any sense, then Jesus is that kind of player where you're basically saying he's given more than I thought he even could in terms of work ethic and all that, and he was just phenomenal.
That's an interesting segue that we're talking about now, because listen, I'm anyone who knows me off the rip, they know that I'm a fan of Aubameyang. So when Aubameyang was there, they said he had the skills, the mercurial talent and the finishing, but he didn't quite have the work rate. With Lacazette, he had the work rate, didn't quite have the finishing. Is what the common criticisms are of those two.
Yeah, all the athleticism.
It could be argued that Jesus combines both of those elements, so you're getting, certainly at this stage, a full package.
I think that's absolutely fair.
So that is, shout out to Arsenal for getting a player like that across the line, because he is absolutely what they need. Yeah,
I thought he was absolutely outstanding today. Those are the two goals. They then get one back.
Second week in a row with a set piece goal as well. Right,
they get one back. So it starts with Evans pinging one long, and I believe it's James Justin who wins his header, and Saliba and Ramsdale failed to deal with it. And actually, before that, we go into half-time 2-0 up, but it was nearly 2-1 because a penalty was awarded. I haven't seen it back. I'm doing the Wenger. I've not seen it. But Vardy, it was a dive, right? Did the replays clearly show a dive? The end of the first half.
Oh, right, yeah. To me, that was a dive. That was not a penalty.
It looked it from where I was. I had a great view, and I immediately said, dive, he's flown.
Yeah, your eyes were telling you the truth. That was not a penalty. Vardy played for... I mean, listen, you can't blame him. Strikers do this. But basically invited contact and then went down like he was in the UFC cage or something like that. You know what I mean? So... no way was that a penalty.
He got a lot.
For once, VAR got it right, because I honestly thought that normally when they go to the VAR and you see the referee come back and do that, you're fearing the worst, aren't you? But on this occasion, I'm pleased to say they got it right.
Well, what I liked about it was...
you got to remember, man, Jamie Vardy needs them goal bonuses, man.
You and Robbie are on this. He got a lot of heat.
That family of 3 million in the hole, man. They need that money.
I tell you what, Arsenal fans were on him today.
I can imagine.
On him.
Jamie Vardy, man.
And he kept his cool. Like, he just tried to play his football, but really he wasn't particularly good today. And I thought Saliba and Gabriel dealt with him well. Bar one moment. Now, before I get into that moment, I think there's a conversation to be had around Aaron Ramsdale here. I know that it was a dive, and you could say, well, he closed the angle, so Vardy, all that. I didn't appreciate the way Ramsdale came flying out of his area that late into a half when we're 2-0 up to put Vardy under that kind of pressure.
No, I would agree.
He was going away from goal. Yep. Look, again, you could say he's only taking the ball away from goal because Ramsdale's come out, I get it. But I don't think he needed to do that. That was the first moment for Ramsdale. And then it's the second goal. The second Leicester goal, but first the first Leicester goal, where Justin wins his header.
Just want to say, shout out to James Justin. I don't know if you know, but I used to go to college with his dad.
I did know this, yes.
And his dad passed away a couple of years ago. And since then, James, who I've never met, so I'm not going to come on here and say I know him personally.
Sure.
I mean, you're talking a very, very long time ago, but myself and Mick Justin were not just friends, we were very good friends, actually. And yeah, he was a big football man. Brentford have just scored. Wow. So yeah, so I always, even though I've not met the young man, whenever I see James, because I was such good friends with his dad, and the fact that his dad passed from cancer, to see him playing makes me very proud. But anyway, to go back to the,
and a shout out to him, because obviously I believe it's him who wins the header on the Leicester goal. But also, I thought he looked one of Leicester's better players. Him and James Madison. I thought James, the Jameses, we'll just
forced his way into the England squad as well.
Oh, David De Gea. Oh no!
To think we're talking about Ramsdale.
To think we're talking about Ramsdale.
That's awful.
Oh,
that
is
350k.
That's a former Arsenal player, Jota Silva, on his weaker foot.
That is an absolute shocker.
Do you know what? If you're Ten Hag, you're losing your mind because you're thinking, mate, I just need to get through the first 10 minutes. Shocking. Anyway, back to Arsenal. Ramsdale. I want to highlight something. I haven't seen the replay. Don't go in on me too much. This opinion is harsh. I think the goal is his fault.
Yeah.
Because Saliba's got to try and do something.
Yeah.
And he gets it wrong. But Ramsdale, again, not learning from what he did in the first half, has come out too rash. Again, I haven't seen it back, so I'm only remembering this live, and you don't have the perfect angle, all that. But I'm squarely putting that on Ramsdale. I have to be honest. I don't think he had a good game, and I think he was poor for Leicester's second as well.
His distribution was good.
His distribution was fantastic.
Yeah.
His distribution was fantastic, and that is an asset for Arsenal. But and I love the guy. And actually, me and my brother were having a good giggle at when he sprayed it into Jesus, and Jesus makes that kind of happen. And Ramsdale sort of going, no, because there's an assist for him. I love the guy. His character's fantastic. And we've seen from All or Nothing that no one will be beating themselves up more than Aaron Ramsdale in the changing room for his part to play in any of the goals. So this is not to, I'm not trying to pile in. But, you've got to call a spade a spade. And I thought, in terms of protecting the goal, I don't think he was good today.
Listen, I saw it here, and then I watched back the replays. I have to say, listen, man, I don't want to go in on too much, a bit like what you're saying, because we love the guy. But we have to call it as we see it. Saliba did what he could do. He got his head on the ball. Ramsdale was out of position, and so he kind of compromised himself, and it was too easy, really, the way that went in.
Yeah.
That was my overriding impression of that.
I will say, and I'm really glad you brought it up, distribution, superb. And it's such an asset. The amount of times I went, what a pass, His distribution was fantastic. Didn't get caught on the ball at all. We saw a little bit against Palace. None of that. And there are a few crosses that came into the box that he actually did really well to just kind of scrape away, mainly in the first half. So it's not to say that Ramsdale didn't have some really key moments and some redeemable moments, but in terms of the goals, I look at him. But anyway, so it's 2-1. Own goal from Saliba, who, by the way, I thought was very good today. Very good today, despite that goal. And I thought, you guys won't have heard it on the TV, the minute Saliba made that error, the Arsenal fans got up and started saying, "Oh, come on!"
See that.
Yeah. And then with everything he did from that moment on, there was an extra loud cheer. That is what a home crowd is about. Absolutely. That is exactly what home support is about. It's recognising, we got you, mate.
I did pick that up from watching it, and even though Sam was down there because we're doing a watch along.
Yeah.
But I did pick that up, and fair play to the crowd for that. That is exactly true what you said. That is what a home crowd are there for, and they played their part. I thought it looked like the atmosphere in there was really good as well.
It was very, very, very good. If I'm to be hypercritical, first 10 minutes I thought a little, there's all the excitement and then you settle into it, don't you? And actually Leicester started okay.
That could have been because of what I said earlier. I thought Leicester made a slightly better start. So it could be that, you're hyped up for the game. And then all of a sudden Leicester have made a better start than maybe a lot of the crowd had anticipated.
Yeah, there might have been.
So they kind of think, oh, hang on a minute. But then they soon kicked into gear.
But once Arsenal had a few chances, we started to get into it. And what I liked was there was just singing all around the ground, from the Mikel Arteta chant to Zinchenko that you played at the end. Let's get some super chats.
Yeah,
and then
the vibe looked real good.
It was. Oh, it was amazing.
And it was a lovely day, super hot, very colourful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love the vibe, man.
Yeah.
And,
it was fantastic. We're just watching Brentford here, probing
Brentford are looking real good right now.
They are looking really good.
They are a good team, We know to our cost what Brentford are capable of, what I mean? That is no walk in the park for you.
No, it really isn't. Some super chats, and remember, guys, we are taking your videos. We're going to get to them very, very shortly. We're just flying through discussion around the goals, and then we'll be responding to everything you guys are saying. We have got the Man United game in the background, but the number appears on the screen, so send in your videos as well. Black Caesar 83 says Jesus and Martinelli were monsters. Zinchenko crazy good. Xhaka growing in that number 8 role. I'm one of his defenders, he says in brackets, but he had instances
where was all these defenders last season, man?
Well, he says, but he had instances where a faster, more skillful player would have killed Leicester. I think that's fair. I Am Highlight says the talent of Jesus is there. All we need to protect him from is getting injuries. Absolutely. A-Man says the players were always hungry, and I love it. If we are able to sign just one player, then it must be a backup striker to keep the momentum. Come on, you Gunners. And R. Thomas says, glad to see Saka doesn't have to do it all this year. A very good point, because again,
wouldn't you listen, I don't want to sound critical or hypercritical, but I'd love to have seen Eddie come on.
He absolutely should have come on sooner. Yeah, because
did you? So you thought that as well, right?
Yeah, because
that's not just me being.
No, because
I felt that.
You see, Jesus was tiring. That's a foul. What is Harry Maguire doing? You see, Jesus was tiring, and you could see that in the Palace game, and Nketiah came on and gave us something up top, and he did it again in this game. Listen, you've got to give him credit, Eddie. He only had 10 minutes on the pitch, 12 minutes, and he used them to show that he can be a real threat. He gets shots off, he runs in behind. So I think he needed to be given a little bit more time, but that's the only thing I'll say.
And I'm still not averse to seeing those two play together.
Especially
we're in a winning position like we are today.
I want they can both play across the front three.
Accommodate the two of them, see how that works.
Granit Xhaka puts us 3-1 up, and this was twice Arsenal did this, but this is the first occasion of it. Arsenal responding really, really, really well to conceding a goal. And again, you can sometimes withdraw. Okay, let's just see out these 5. Leicester going to have their tails up. No, Arsenal just went.
I'll tell you what I thought was interesting about Xhaka's goal today, and I did see some of it last week, although not as much as we saw today, is that Xhaka's role has changed somewhat. So today, you saw Partey sitting a bit more, and when he did that, that allowed Xhaka to get forward, and he was playing far more up the pitch than I've seen him in recent times. And of course, he was there in that place to take his goal, which he took very well, by the way.
Yeah.
So that put the crowning on what was a very good performance from him. But I'm seeing he looks a bit fitter to me.
Well, he's always been fit. He just looks a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Oh no, Brentford are in again. What is going on? It's 2-0. What was this? De Gea again? What is going on? Brentford are all over Man United. It's 2-0. I've never heard Turkish celebrate like that in my life.
Ronaldo's there.
Turkish is in the background going, I hate United, We all do.
Den Hag is shaking his head there.
What is going on?
He can't believe it.
Let's have a little look at what's just happened here. So it's taken by Alessandro Martinez. De Gea puts it. Oh no! Who's come short to receive it? Who was that? Is that Ericsson? It's gone in.
That is terrible.
Oh no! It's Ericsson.
No, but what was De Gea doing, giving him the ball like that with his back? He's
But
got
you
his
know
back
what?
to the goal.
No, you know what? Hear me out here.
James, no, I've got to disagree.
Hear me
bro.
out here. We
Go
saw
on.
this at Arsenal. We saw Leno got a lot of stick when he used to ping it into Ceballos like that. But that is manager's instruction. I promise you. If De Gea goes long, he's getting pelters for Ten Hag. He wants him to come in to Ericsson.
Yeah,
so he
but
can
not
then go
when you've
on.
got a guy breathing down your neck like that, bro.
I get it.
If I'm goalkeeper there, so just to explain to the viewers, De Gea's played it out, but he's played it out to the defenders on the edge of the box, but he's got his back to him. What you should be doing, you play that to your left back or your right back.
Yeah. It requires common sense.
Yeah,
it
you don't
absolutely
play
requires.
it into a guy that's got his back to, you know what I mean?
But I'm
poor
just saying,
from-
I understand why De Gea has done it, because I really think he'll have been under immense instruction. We saw Leno do it all the time. The amount of goals we conceded trying to play it through into that holding midfielder. But anyway, United 2-0 down.
I saw Ten Hag shaking his head there, so that would suggest that it wasn't a management instruction.
Well,
did you see the way he was vigorously
yeah, but
shaking his
sometimes
head
it's do it, just get
or
it
maybe
right.
he didn't execute it right.
Yeah. Lots of comments coming in. We'll be taking them as well. You guys
Our
enjoying?
day's just getting better, it seems.
I don't want to. Yeah, it is. I don't want to move away from Granit Xhaka because I've got to say this. What a performance! What a performance from Granit Xhaka today. And what I loved about it, we saw shades of it in the Sevilla game at home when we beat them in pre-season. Xhaka running in beyond, playing that Gundogan role in a midfield three where, you're right, Partey sits, Odegaard does his thing on the right, Xhaka does his thing on the left. And he was constantly running beyond. There was one moment in the game where Partey had the ball and Xhaka made the run in beyond, but he didn't quite get onto the end of it. And then there was a moment where Saka whipped it to the back post and Xhaka's nodded it back across. So he was constantly making those runs, getting into the box, and he did it brilliantly. He did it really, really, really well, which isn't easy to do when Leicester are playing with 3 centre-backs and 3 central midfielders. So there's a lot of players that could pick you up there. But I thought Xhaka was immense, thoroughly deserved his goal, played that game with that controlled aggression, and if we sign Yuri Tielemans, and by the way, shout out the Arsenal fans who were chanting, "We'll see you next week, we'll see you next week," which I thought was very good to Yuri Tielemans. But if we sign Tielemans, he's going to have to work for his place in the team. Because Xhaka, 2 games in a row, but particularly today, awesome.
Yeah, listen, man, I agree with everything you say, but I do still want to sign Tielemans because, listen, every side, every decent side, there's always competition for places.
Of course.
Now, how will that affect the ego of somebody like Granit Xhaka? He looks like a bit of an alpha male to me. He might be one of those guys.
But he looks like a team player, though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's definitely a team player. But you know, some guys, if he starts finding himself on the bench, you do wonder how a guy like that will take it. He'll think, how can you drop me on Granit Xhaka?
You know
Captain of
what?
Switzerland or whatever, you know what I mean? And this and that. But listen,
I hear what you're saying, but I saw Tielemans today also playing on the right of their midfield 3. So I think also it allows Odegaard to get some minutes where he's rested and all that. So, you know, and then you know, Partey, if he needs to be rested, Tielemans can sit at the base. So because he can cover all 3 positions, I don't think it'll be a case of one clearly losing their spot if we were to get him. But again, that's a discussion for another day. I just thought, I really just wanted to give it to Xhaka. And I was overhearing a bit of Turkish. His fan cam coming out soon. And I believe, you jump in Turkish if I've got this point wrong, he was saying that you could see in certain areas where someone with a little bit more natural quality in the final third would kill Leicester. There was a comment that made it as well. And I absolutely get that. I just got to commend him for getting into those areas and some of the link up. Jesus should have had his hat-trick, and a lot of it comes from the interplay with Xhaka and Martinelli.
Martinelli, I was going to mention him. He was outstanding again today.
Save it for the 4th goal, because we then pull it back to 3-2. We don't pull it back to 3-2. They pull it back to 3-2. James Maddison, who I thought looked, with James Justin, one of their best players on the pitch.
Yeah. As you know, we've spoken about this off air.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Maddison.
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting that last year there were talks about bringing him in. And people saying, no, we got Odegaard, we don't need him. And I'd said to a couple of people that, no disrespect to Odegaard, but for me, Maddison is a superior player. And some people agreed with me, some people didn't. You know, take your choice. But listen, man, I like him. And what I like about Maddison, and obviously he proved that today, he's a goal-scoring midfielder, a genuine goal-scoring midfielder. And they do not come along like London buses.
Everything Leicester did that shit me up was through Maddison. It was him. His crossing's unbelievable. The areas he picks up. It's why I said he's a player I really want. And if I had it my way, I would still pick up James Maddison over Tielemans this window. I know they're slightly different, but because he's able to just be so clinical in the final third, and Odegaard can do almost more of the creating from deep and all that.
He's got great left foot, good on set pieces, scores goals. He's got good energy as well. See today, getting up and down, putting a shift in. For the life of me, I can't understand why he's not involved in the England setup. Right?
No, I agree. A word on Ramsdale, goes through his legs, doesn't it? The goal again, they can happen, but you shouldn't really be beaten at your near post like that. So yes, we've spoken on him. It
wasn't his best day today, I've got to say.
It wasn't, but we love him, and he had his part to play.
With that first goal with Saliba, I don't know what more Saliba could really do. He got his head on it. The fact that I think Ramsdale's overcommitted, and it was just too easy for it to just roll into the net.
Yeah. Last word will be on Martinelli before we hear what you guys are saying. Send in your videos. We're going to definitely be dedicating some time to Alexander Zinchenko's performance, because what a player. But let's. What are you giggling? You agree or no?
No, I'm just. You're purring, man. That's great.
The sun was out. The atmosphere was great. I've been singing. I'm looking at Ten Hag looking miserable. It's been a good day. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite me one day. Anyway, everyone's having a laugh.
Cecil over there getting excited.
Yeah, he's having a giggle. What's he having a giggle about? You're right.
He's just found out that they're losing.
Oh, he's just seen the score. Yeah. And he's just busts up laughing. Right, Martinelli. Again, we concede, we respond. Martinelli, what a performance.
You know what it is with Martinelli, right? I'm going to say this now because, you know, it's a slight criticism I've had of him, is that, you know, we normally associate him with energy, work rate, commitment, being sharp, but we've always said he needs to score a few more goals. Scored last week, scored today. That's a great sign for me. Because obviously Jesus is our main striker, but we can't rely on just him to get the goals. So if we're scoring from other areas of the pitch, other players, and they're getting them regular, that's a great thing. So 2 in 2 and a good game. You know what I mean?
He just looked dangerous. His close control's unbelievable. Fofana can get anywhere near him. Chelsea offering 80 million for him, you know, and Martinelli made him look so average. My brother was saying to me throughout the game, he said Fofana looks rattled, and I didn't really want to agree because it's early on and you never know. But actually,
but that pace, man, trust me. Well, you know, pace will always unsettle defenders.
Pace, you know pace does, and when you got electric. That, he was electric. His close control's phenomenal, and he got the goal, and he absolutely deserved it. What a finish on his left foot, and it was decisive. And Arsenal's players like Jesus with his first goal, Martinelli with that third, it's being decisive in really crucial moments of the game, and that killed it off. In Arsenal, listen,
you probably know this anyway, but
yeah, go on.
Fofana and Saliba used to play in the same team.
Yes, of course. France, yeah. As did Jesus and Iheanacho, as I reminded Rob.
Yeah.
Brentford might be in again here.
They look sharp, you know.
They do look sharp. They're a good side, and Thomas Frank's a good manager.
And they're well managed, aren't they? Thomas Frank's got them playing to a certain system that works for them.
Absolutely, they are.
I like them.
What was I going to say? Because we're about to go to clips. There was one more point I wanted to make. Yes, just to round off on that, because we're going to hear what everyone's saying now. 4-2, and I think Arsenal could have had more. And I think that result, I'm not even joking, I think it flatters Leicester. And by the way, I was extremely complimentary of Leicester going into the game. I think Brendan Rodgers is still a very good manager. People have sort of written him off as he's gone a bit stale. No, he's a very good manager, and they've got some very good players, and they showed today, you know, what their players can do when they're on it. Bits of individual quality here and there. But I honestly think Arsenal could have had 5, 6, 7. You know, Jesus.
No, they were without a doubt completely the better side.
Yeah.
One thing I would say about Leicester, to cut Brendan Rodgers a bit of slack. When I look at Leicester, I'm looking at a team that looks a bit stale. A lot of their better players have been there for a while. You saw even Kasper Schmeichel's gone. Some of their better guys, your Tielemans, your Madisons, but even though Madison had a good game today, I thought, but some of their better players have probably reached that point now where they're probably seeking challenges elsewhere. And at the same time, they've not been able to bring in anyone in. So I don't know what's going on there in the boardroom or whatever.
So we were talking to a Leicester fan on the way up. Just very polite man, came up and started talking to us. We asked about the team. Oh, nearly three.
Nearly three.
We started talking to him, asking what's going on with Leicester? Why haven't you signed any players? Tielemans. Oh my word, they are balling out here, Brentford. And he said it's to do with financial fair play apparently. So. Yeah, again,
they are a well-managed club traditionally, aren't they, Leicester? They seem to get things right.
Well, they've always, since coming into the Premier League, they've run themselves very well. Yeah. Generally, they've got most of their appointments right. They've obviously won a title. In the transfer market, they've been good. So, yeah, it's weird to see that they've not been as active. And I think Sumari might be on his way.
Is it slightly Machiavellian of me to suggest that they're not providing Brendan Rodgers with any funds because maybe they feel that time is running out?
No, I think no, because I look at who's out there. I think unless they could get a Graham Potter out of Brighton, for example, I think Brendan Rodgers is still a very, very good manager.
But if you think about it, yeah, I agree actually. But is it also fair to say that Brendan Rodgers was Graham Potter before Graham Potter, if you see what I mean? He was that manager that everybody looked at and think, yeah, if you couldn't get one of the big names, you're thinking Brendan Rodgers.
It's a very good way to put it. But I think he's still a top manager.
I think he needs
Top's
a move.
Top's over the top. I think he's still a good / very good manager.
Yeah, I think he needs a move from Leicester.
Yeah. But anyway, the point for me praising them, so Leicester fans don't get on my back about it, because I think there's a good club and there's good players there. But it could have been 6 or 7 for Arsenal.
Yeah, you know what? I see where you're coming from with that. We were well in the ascendancy and we should really have scored a few more. So when you score 4... and then you've got fans like yourself who know their football saying, yeah, we should actually have had a couple more.
Yeah.
That shows
it's 3-0 to Brentford.
3-0!
The TV's just gone off.
So much so that the TV...
Even the TV must be a United fan. It's just gone, no thanks.
Well, what we're seeing here is quite astonishing, actually.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
I think this could be one of those moments that you look back in Premier League history and say, look at Ten Hag.
Eric out.
Yeah, it could.
We're joking. Let's have a little look at what's happened here. So
no, but look how simple that was.
Cross into the box.
Terrible
no one
defending.
On the post. No one protecting De Gea, who's got a man on him.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Listen, the two Brentford strikers were actually fighting over who to put it in.
Lisandro Martinez is here to deal with it and just can't.
Martinez focused on him more than the ball.
Wow.
Word.
Buemo from the...
Oh my!
Oh man!
Ben Mee, welcome to Brentford. 3-0.
I thought that was a good signing for Brentford.
Yeah,
actually.
very shrewd bit of business that. Yeah.
It's just like Tarkowski to Everton. I think that's a good signing. Even though
I agree.
Today.
Right, let's do it, guys. You've been sending in your videos. We've waffled on long enough. We're gonna stick with Laurie for a little bit, react to what you guys are saying, and then I believe we might have Gooner Lee. Let's see what's happening. Let's hear what you guys are saying.
Hey guys, Sonny here from Perth, Australia. I just finished watching Arsenal destroy Leicester City 4-2, and what a performance from the lads today. Thought Gabriel, Jesus and Martinelli destroyed Leicester's defence, Ward, Amate, Fofana, Evans, that they all got destroyed, And I thought Granit Xhaka as well, Zinchenko, a lot of players had a terrific performance today. You can't really fault it. Look, and with the goals that Arsenal conceded, I'd rather it happen today than happen away from home when we're up 1-0 against Aston Villa or, a team like that. I'd rather us make the mistakes today so we can learn from it, essentially. So all in all, great performance. And it just ticked over 12 o'clock here in Perth, and it's my birthday, so I'm going to go enjoy, maybe have a drink or two, and then head to bed. Take care, guys. Love ya.
Hi, AFTV. Happy for the win. I think this is the start of something big for us now. That is my belief. But quickly on the match, I think we need to be careful. Aaron Ramsdale needs to be warned properly. I don't know. I think he's a little bit shaky. I'm beginning. I have so much confidence. I used to have so much confidence in him, but I'm beginning to, he's looking shaky. At the back. I think he needs to work on that. But overall, I think the game was great, and there was a scare a little, but I'm just happy we won. Come on, you Gunners.
Yeah, Arsenal fan TV. That's JR here from St. Lucia with the boys chilling. Good game today. Gabriel Jesus, that's our man. Gabriel Martinelli, that's our man. I think it was a good game. I think everybody had a good game today. Saliba, don't worry about that. That shit happens according to Arteta. We're going to bounce and come back. Aaron, you'll get your clean sheets. Don't worry about it. Go Gunners.
AFTV, how you guys doing? Steven and Alexander from Pennsylvania. Another Gunners win, great win. I thought we tried too hard at some points to give Jesus his hat-trick. We had some chances to just put the ball away. But some of the football was sublime. Granit Xhaka had a blinder today. A lot of forward position by him. And, I think the own goal by Saliba might be good for him, actually. Everybody was saying that he couldn't do any wrong. So this just helps peg him down a little bit and, keeps him focused. But great job by the boys. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I agree. Saliba, it's the Premier League. You're going to make mistakes. And when you're coming from a French league or from League One, it's not the same. The intensity is different and you're going to make mistakes here. So that humbled him a bit. And Aaron Ramsdale being a great teammate, got to respect that and love that. But great performance. Jesus, he is a special player, a really special player. I thought that Aaron Ramsdale, he could have saved that, but it was a really powerful shot. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we won the game. So let's just keep going, and hopefully we can win a couple of our next games. But come on, you Gunners.
Come on,
you Gunners.
It's 4-0 Brentford.
This is mental.
What on earth
4-0,
has gone here? Big up all you videos. We're going to respond to them in a sec. What a ball from Tony. You joking?
This is crazy.
Oh my.
Man U's having an absolute nightmare.
What on earth? Who's picking up Tony? He's just...
This is crazy.
Whoa.
That's got to be assist of the season.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable... If De Bruyne does that, we're talking about it all year. That is unbelievable from Tony. Wow. Right. Enough of that. We'll come back. We've got Charlene.
Woo!
Welcome, Charlene.
Thank you.
I lied to you all. Laurie, we moved him on. We brought on Charlene now. We're mixing it up. Happy birthday to Sonny.
Happy birthday, Sonny.
Happy birthday.
What a great present as well.
Lovely
4-2 win at
present
home.
from Arsenal. Brentford giving you one as well here. Big up Stephen Alexander. Always such a pleasure listening to you guys. Great point about Saliba as well. Maybe, even though it wasn't his fault, just to have that Saliba OG is something that reigns, I don't think he was going overboard, reigns maybe everyone else in a little bit, but also it was great to see how he responded to a setback in the Premier League, a potentially tense moment, and how the fans and the team did, and 10 out of 10 all round.
Exactly, and I'm really proud of the team from that as well, because if this was last season, we would have crumbled. Whereas this time, we retaliated with a goal.
Yeah.
We came back, we scored, and I don't feel like Saliba's confidence dropped one bit. He was still solid at the back and everything. So,
yeah,
mistakes happen. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the process.
I thought he was very good today.
Exactly, he was. So, big up to Saliba. All part of the process, mate.
All part of the process. Brentford are looking like prime Barcelona here on the edge of the area. What is
crazy.
I mean, oh my word, listen, I'm too fixated on it. They've just whipped into the box again. This is unbelievable.
I don't think I've actually seen Man U on the ball yet.
Honestly, Brentford are all over them. It's crazy. Right. What else? There's another good point. I just want to say about the fans of St. Lucia
I know,
as well.
some great videos coming in. I can't lie. It's
People
making me want
everywhere.
to be on holiday. It's so nice to see everyone internationally sending in their videos as well and their reactions to the games.
Even David Raya's just thought, yeah, I'll play right back. Why not? What I really want to talk about today, or let's say who I really want to talk about today, Zinchenko.
Yep. Great signing.
What a
great performance from him as well. We was actually discussing this on Matchday Live as well. Who do you start at left back? Do you keep Zinchenko there? Do you start Tierney?
I don't think you can drop Xhaka and Zinchenko in this current form.
Exactly.
I just don't think you can do it. Tierney is a long season. Tierney will make his way into the team somehow. There'll be an injury, or he'll play well in Europa League football, or something. I just don't think you can take Zinchenko out of a role he's thriving in. But I do, and every time this Zinchenko performance comes at left back again, and everyone says, well, you're changing your mind, James, maybe he's going to be a left back over a midfielder, it only convinces me more that he's going to have minutes in midfield for us, because he looks so unbelievably good in those central areas, in those tight spaces. He looks creative. In the first half, I think he was our most creative outlet.
Yeah, he was.
I think, yeah.
He actually was.
I mean, he's... wow, some Glazer out protest going on. Who was your man of the match? If we're to be kind of talking about who our standout players were, where are you looking?
Do you know what? There's a few players who done really well today. Martinelli played very, very well.
Yep.
And he managed to score a goal as well. I think Granit Xhaka done really well and also managed to score a goal. But I've got to give it to Gabriel Jesus. He was absolute quality today. He was involved in all 4 of our goals. He managed to get 2 assists and 2 goals. And that first goal that he scored, I wasn't even expecting him to score from them. I was expecting him to pass it in. But he just scored. That was an absolute quality goal. And I feel like he is just going to keep shining and thriving throughout the season, and I think he's going to be involved in a lot of goals, whether he's scoring, assisting. I just think he's definitely going to be a player to watch out for. So he was my man of the match today.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Let us
How
know
about
your
yourself?
thoughts. Listen, you lot are enjoying this Man United result a bit too much. Send us your man of the matches. Let us know what you guys think. And of course, if anything happens, we will be reacting to it live. That's what I like about the 3 o'clock kickoffs, is that you can be reacting to sort of whatever the big 5:30 game is. Have we got some more clips? Yeah, let's do it. Let's hear what more of you guys are saying.
Big up to AFTV. This is Jay here from Malaysia. What a win. I mean, what a comeback, I would say. We scored a goal every time we concede a goal. But, our defense was slightly sloppy. Unlucky for Saliba. But I'm a bit worried though, because Maddison dominated Gabriel in the second half. So that was kind of bad, I would say. I think we need to improve better, but the good thing is we have our first team fullbacks Tomiyasu and Tierney back, but I think they're regaining fitness, so keep coming and then they'll be fit again. But Gabriel Jesus, what a goal. Sneaky balls, header, Martinelli, what a goal, Xhaka, what a run in, he comes in, I think we are getting better. We are dominating in possession, we are dominating in chances, we are dominating everywhere on the pitch. But I must say we need to improve very well. Tielemans, you see this performance, come to Arsenal right now. Peace everyone, big up.
What's going on, AFTV? Dini here. All I can do is smile, be happy in the sun. Arsenal played some very, very good football today. Obviously, there's a little bit of a downer with Saliba scoring his own goal and the Ramsdale getting beaten at the near post. That's not helpful. It puts a dampener on an otherwise absolutely brilliant performance. We played some brilliant football today. Gabriel involved in all the goals today. Xhaka played very well as well, and I'm glad Martinelli got his goal. I can't really say more than that. On to the rest of the Premier League now, do you know what I mean? We've done our job. 2 wins from 2 now. I can't remember the last time we done that. And on to next week. Let's make it 3 out of 3. Come on, you Gunners.
4-2 to the Arsenal. Getting. Good game. Saliba own goal, that's fine. We'll let that slide. He had a good game. Everyone had a good game. Jesus looks smart. Nice to see Tierney back. Zinchenko looks solid. Everyone looks solid. Despite conceding 2 goals, we still look solid, but we'll be happy for another week.
All good, everyone at AFTV. 4-2 win. Jesus is unreal, man. Unlucky he didn't get his hat-trick today, and he should have got it with that last chance, but we moved. That was a good performance. Lovely football. Saka was a little bit quiet today, but nevertheless we know he's got quality. Odegaard, good passes. I want to say Granit Xhaka was a standout player today. Yeah, Yuri Tielemans was meant to be putting on the show, but it was Xhaka that put on the show today. Lovely 4-2 win, nevertheless. We go again next week.
What's up, guys? Javi from the US here. Very happy with the performance, and we scored a lot of goals, but it required a lot from us. And, when you are dominating a game so much, you have to get more comfortable attacking the bylines and creating those cutback opportunities, because that's where you have very, very clear chances. But still, we're very direct and very narrow once we exploit the final third. So getting more comfortable in those wide areas, having our wingers attack that more often, I think is what's really going to take us another level, but we'll see if the lads can do that. Apart from that, Granit Xhaka had a really good game. I think it's very evident that he is fantastic in terms of his positional awareness and getting in the right areas, but still very limited. He lacks the agility to be effective in tight spaces, and because of the fact that he's so left-footed, it always takes him 1 or 2 extra touches in the build-up, and sometimes it takes him half a second to a second longer to sort of pick out the right pass because he has to, set his body up. And that's why I think that we need an improvement on it, despite the fact that he does give us a lot. But if we can have somebody with his positional awareness, but can also have the agility as well as, the ability with both feet, I do think this side goes up another level. And I would really like us to go ahead and get that Tielemans and get that reinforcement, because then I think we do have not only quality in the starting 11, but also quality in depth.
I think Harvey's absolutely spot on about Xhaka, in that positionally, clearly, he knows exactly where to be, and his understanding. There are a few times where Zinchenko got forward or pulled wide, and Xhaka slotted to left back, and they were almost happy just to swap positions for a minute or whatever it was. He really understands where he needs to be. I think that's why Arteta trusts him so much, because he can trust him to carry out instruction, and he probably thinks, I'd rather have someone who I know what I'm going to get from them, and they're going to do what I ask of them, rather than someone who, okay, maybe there's a little bit more flair in that position, maybe there's a little bit more of a goal threat, but you don't know what you're going to get. And the one thing I will say, there was a time where with Granit Xhaka you felt you could play through that midfield because he wasn't the most dynamic. I think since Arteta's arrived, I don't think you can say that at all about Xhaka. I think you'd say Arsenal midfield looks far sturdier and far more organised and closed and compact when Xhaka's in the team.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. And I think even him filling in at left back as well while Kieran Tierney was out obviously shows, that he can also play in that role as well. Even partnered up with Partey. I know Partey didn't really complete his passes that well today, but I think having Xhaka partnered up with Partey fits really well as well.
Yeah, Partey had a strange game actually, because you saw his quality at times and then you saw the frustration. But I'm glad Xhaka's getting a mention, and we talked about that left-hand side of the pitch being, so good. You mentioned Kieran Tierney, who came on. Tomiyasu came on as well. Good to see him get some minutes and sort of did everything he had to do very well. I thought the yellow card he took was brilliant, because that was so smart. Just, no, you're not going anywhere. Break it up. I'll take the yellow 2 minutes ago. It's all good. And then Eddie and Smith Rowe. Good to see Smith Rowe get some minutes. So what did you make of the subs? Not in terms of performance, just the fact we saw them and all that.
Do you know, I was happy to see them get some minutes on, but with the way we was playing, I was saying for a while, I don't even feel like I want to change anything. We was playing so well, we were scoring goals and everything. So I think the timing of when they came on was good. I did actually want to see perhaps a bit more of Eddie Nketiah, just for the fact that we know that he can score goals, do you know what I mean, if he's given the opportunity to do so. So he didn't really get to play, a vast amount of minutes, but, from...
I thought he looked really good, though.
Yeah, exactly, from the minutes that he did have. And he did have a shot on target as well, I believe. Keeper saved it.
Yes, he did, yeah.
So, big up to Eddie. Smith Rowe as well. Great to see him getting a few minutes on. And with the Zinchenko and Tierney situation as well, I think it's great that we do actually start Zinchenko and bring Tierney on, especially if we need that.
It's a good way of shoring it up a bit. Give us a little bit of pace on, and energy down that side, and changing the fullbacks in a game. It's a great weapon. Last year we'd have gone, no, don't you dare take Tierney and Tomiyasu off. But now it's a real weapon where you can take White and Zinchenko off and refresh those channels and get Arsenal through the game. There's 4 minutes added time in the Brentford Man United game. It's 1 minute for every goal Brentford have scored. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll get to your clips again in a second. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that, let me just, from the perspective of someone who's at the game, and I always think it's good to cover this stuff. The atmosphere was electric. The fans were fantastic. They were singing, and I don't mean just Arsenal. Like we're all trying. That's kind of when you're trying to get behind, but I mean singing like enjoying it. The Zinchenko chant, the Mikel Arteta chant. There was one for Saliba and Jesus. They kind of applied them to old Nasri and Rosicky chants. I think they just was it the Rosicky? I can't remember. So every player had their name sung, and it was just kind of nice just to see Arsenal have a great pre-season and do the job against Palace. And then everyone's going, well, you did all right for half an hour, but, Leicester at home, 90 minutes. Job done. I was walking with Cass, and he said something so true. He said, everyone's expecting Arsenal to win. They should win. Why does this scream that something might go against the script? But Arsenal did what was expected.
I know. It's
so
such an
rare
amazing
over the last
feeling.
4 or 5 years that they've been doing that, turning up and doing what's expected.
Just on the back end of what you're saying, I feel like there is such a good vibe, a good energy, around the club and around the fans as well. And I think now that we're starting to see what it is that Arteta's been trying to implement, now that we sort of see it, coming to light, with the signings and everything that's been made, I think he is actually winning over the fan base. And I think the release of the All or Nothing as well comes in perfect timing. So, people who perhaps didn't really trust in Arteta and everything that he's doing are now starting to get a better understanding of him and what him and the club are expecting, from Arsenal. So I think that just adds to the great vibe and the energy, and we're seeing it in the performances as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And just touching on what you said, about everyone chanting, in the stadium and everything. What was the atmosphere like when Saliba scored that own goal?
Yeah, so something we touched on with Laurie was that the minute it went in, kind of obviously the natural quietness and less fans are cheering. And then very quickly, I'm talking within 5-10 seconds, the Arsenal fans were up cheering Saliba. And then everything he kind of did after that got an extra big cheer because they really got behind him. And that was really, really, really good to see, I've got to say. Jesus had 4-0 at half-time. And James.
Oh, it's only half time.
Oh
my God, no, I thought it was full time.
Charlene.
4-0 at half time. Man U fans, mate, that is painful. That is really painful. Sorry, I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm not even trying to take the mick.
That's the thing. I thought you were joking.
No, I'm actually being serious.
You're dead serious. James says the poor Man United fans are walking out already. It'll be a tough drive home for them all the way back to Surrey.
Yeah, what's that, 4-hour drive as well?
I didn't say it. I'm reading a super chat. Look, everyone's having a good laugh. This is why Ronaldo wants to leave, says E-Man. Ash says love her, really... so I think he's loving your banter. Yeah, they're having fun. Jesus really should have got a hat-trick today. Is that something that, listen, you do not walk away from that performance and go, oh, bit concerned. But what I would say is, had a few very good chances.
Yes, he did.
As in, he should score every single one of them.
Yeah, was it the last one where he actually could have got a hat-trick?
Yeah,
and it just sort of went wide.
Yeah. But then you think the first half, which... he fashioned it for himself, but the Ramsdale ping and he's kind of juggled it over and he's through, and I think what it was, he did so well to get into that position that he was kind of just trying to get a boot on it, but anyway it's saved. And then the one where Xhaka slips him in, or was it Martinez? I think it was Xhaka, and he's kind of in that Henry-esque position, and it's saved by the goalkeeper, to be fair. I think he'll be annoyed he didn't get the hat-trick. I think Arteta was leaving him on quite a while to get it, but really, you can't ask for much more from a debut.
You can't. It was a great home debut for Jesus. Yeah, and I think, he was involved in all 4 of the goals.
Yeah, every single one.
If he had got a hat-trick, that would have just topped it off.
Yeah.
There would have been absolutely nothing more that he could have done. But yeah, he was absolutely
3 goals,
today.
2 assists would be pretty unbelievable.
I know,
2
unreal.
goals, 2 assists, at the heart of everything we did, Wow, what a player.
Listen, everyone's excited about Haaland, being in the Premier League. People need to also be excited about Jesus playing for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? It's them sort of levels.
People are saying, KSI in the chat, United in shambles, haha. If that's a real KSI, hello. By the way, I tried Prime today. I liked it. I tried the Tropical Punch one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
how was it?
Well, they're selling it in the grounds. I didn't see if they were selling all the flavours, but there I was getting nudged because I haven't eaten anything when I was hungover. And I definitely felt more hydrated after. That could have been the energy Arsenal were giving me. But yeah, it was good. They're the tropical punch one.
Big up
me and my
KSI.
brother absolutely downed his. I've actually got some. I brought it back so everyone in the studio could try it. So
that's so sweet of you, James.
That's sweet of me, isn't it? So yeah, everyone's enjoying that. They're the prime sort of all around the stadium as well. And Arsenal looked absolutely prime today. You've got to give it to them. All right, guys, we're going to go to some final clips. Well, we were going to, but our head producer's just left the room. Is he?
He's
gone.
too excited as well with that result.
He's just gone for a walk. We wanted to hear from you, but you're stuck with us.
Gone to enjoy a bit of sunshine.
Let's see what everyone else is saying.
James, I didn't get your man of the match. Is it Jesus as well?
Yes.
You seem unsure.
The hardest thing is putting it in the back of the net, and he did it twice and got 2 assists. And 2 assists in kind of key. You've got to, it'd be stupid of me. I'm trying too hard if I don't give it to him, basically. But I just think Martinelli, Zinchenko, Xhaka could all have got it.
Yeah.
Their performances were all
games.
outstanding. Outstanding. You know how last week the team were brilliant, but really kind of anyone could have got it?
Yeah.
So, sorry. That was today. The team were brilliant, but Saliba stood out.
Yeah, massively.
Distracted. Today anyone could have got it. Last week Saliba was the standout. Today it is a case of pick 4 or 5 of them.
Well, I'm actually happy you're feeling like that. I mean, it goes to show the quality that we've got throughout the squad. And it ain't just one person that's sort of carrying the team.
People saying we're being gullible, calling it saying we're gullible, believing it's KSI. I don't even know, but I'm sure we're somewhere enjoying that Arsenal win.
You just never know.
And that Manchester United result. And I did try Prime. It was good. All right, guys, we really need to go to these clips. We've fully just lost the show's just on standby. Although Julian's away, should we get Julian on? Go on. It's all gone. Tits up a bit.
All right, well, thank you for having me. Great result from the team.
You're going to leave? I thought we'd just... Yeah, go on. We'll mix it up. We'll mix it up.
Go on.
Yeah. Oh, Brett, he's back now. He's back to do clips. Judge, you know what? We'll get you back in one sec to round it off. All right, we'll leave it there.
It's what's happening, AFTV. I hope you're good, man. I'm sure that you are after today's performance. We absolutely blew them away. And you know what I find beautiful is the fact that this team can actually respond. Something that we've not seen in an Arsenal team for a long, long time. More time we would concede a goal and then we concede the next one, and you just know that it's going downhill from then on out. But not today. We absolutely smashed it. The resilience, the passion, the motivation by this team to get things done is absolutely beautiful, and long may it continue. Up the Gunners, old tight AFTV, whoosh.
I just want to send my video in to say Jesus is the difference. He will be the difference for us to win anything, win any trophy, get top 4. Saliba, Zinchenko. I mean, the team is looking good. We're playing different. We're creating more in the top half of the pitch. And I'm loving Arsenal. Loving how Arsenal is playing at the moment. Even though we had a few goals, but you could see Saliba meant to, obviously intercept that. But it went as our own goal. I don't mind that. But I'm liking the way Arsenal playing, and I'm liking the way we're doing things, and I love it. So come on, you Gunners. Let's do it this season. Top 4, top 3, win a trophy, something. And to all the AFTV fans and Robbie and James and Turkish, love the support. Especially you, Turkish. I like to see the way you have a new energy about the team now, and I like that. Let's all support the team and let's go forward. Love it. Arsenal first.
Hey FTV, it's Michael in Boston. Great result today. What I liked the best was that we responded immediately each time we gave away a stupid goal. We shouldn't give away those goals, but it's important that we score within minutes after that, and that's what I'm happiest about. 'Tis holy sport to be a little vain when the sweet breath of flattery conquers strife. Come on, you Gunners.
Hi FTV team, it's good to be back again, and it's been a while to start the season with a win, so it's great, feeling amazing. And yeah, loved the match. Crystal Palace gave a good fight, but yeah, we scraped through. It's good. Really happy.
Well, what a great performance by Arsenal. Great shout out to Gabriel Jesus, who was immense in the front. Gabriel Martinelli with that great shot of his using his left foot. Nobody expected that to go in actually, but amazing performance. So much quality in the midfield. I think Partey was immense. Xhaka was amazing. At the back, William Saliba was solid, but he made a mistake. But I guess that's fine, as long as we are winning. One more goal that went in, I think Ramsdale could have done better, but overall I'm really happy with the performance and hope to see more of Zinchenko, because Zinchenko was amazing in this match, and he's gonna give Kieran Tierney a great competition to the left back, and Kieran Tierney is gonna find it really hard to get into this team if Zinchenko keeps this up. Come on, you Gunners, and hope to see the similar kind of football against teams like Man City or Liverpool.
Yes, Gunners. Boom! Well done. Listen, you can keep man like VAR Vardy. We have the God, the man himself, Jesus. You don't know.
What a way to end the video. Just mic drop, just phone drop. Just love it. Just cool, calm, collected. As are you, Julian.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You must be happy.
I am happy. I'm always happy, but I'm very, very happy today.
You got a little bit of analysis for us, haven't you? You've been.
I was trying to look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Take emotion out of it.
Of course.
And look at the tactical and strategic.
Well, you're going to start obviously joining us on Tactical Insight, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm still confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your analysis? What was your takeaway?
I was listening to other people around me and I was watching it, and what was being said was that Arteta's strategy was to dominate the half spaces, and I thought that sounded great until I thought I don't actually know what the half spaces are. So then I kind of carried on the conversation. I think one of my greatest strengths is understanding my weaknesses, and I'm one of the few people that instead of just nodding and saying, yeah, that sounds great, I then asked the question to expose my ignorance, and there's nothing wrong with ignorance, because ignorance means you just don't know. So I said, what are the half spaces? And apparently the half spaces are the areas between the fullbacks and the centre halves, and the way that he played dominated those areas. And of course, one thing I do understand about football, that's where you score goals.
Yeah.
So I could kind of understand if that is his strategy, and you are more of an expert than I, since you understand these things, and I have to have them explained.
Well, I pretend I do.
Yeah, you obviously pretend better than I, because I don't pretend. But listen, do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It was something Laurie noticed, that Xhaka was getting much more forward. He wasn't exactly next to Partey. The truth is, we haven't really been doing that for a long time. Partey's been sitting on his own, and Odegaard and Xhaka are much wider. So wide, in fact, that almost they pull out wide, and Saka and Martinelli come in, and it's almost this constant pivot. I don't know how to. You get my point.
Yeah.
It's a constant alternating when one's wide and the other's inside, and you're constantly moving. It's positional play. That's what it is. It's moving with what's moving around you. If you don't have the ball, even if you're not looking to get the ball, you're moving to make space for those around you to benefit. And because we were so wide and we stretched the pitch so much, it meant Fofana kept getting dragged into these duels, and Martinelli he didn't want to get into. It meant that Xhaka was able to get into little pockets and thread nice passes. Jesus should have had a hat-trick, and one of those came from a little bit of intricate play in that half space, where then he's through on goal and he should score. And we score from that area as well. So yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on now. This is something we'll talk about come Monday. Man of the match for you?
Difficult not to give it to Jesus, since he scored the 2 goals. However, that's kind of the easy option, to give it to the guy that scores the 2 goals. I'd probably give it to the guy that scored 1 goal.
Martinelli.
Saliba.
Oh.
Knew you'd fall for that.
Very good. That is very good. He was very good today.
No, he was very good. And I haven't seen it replayed. And I thought that was slightly unfair on Leicester. But being at the ground, I like to see the goals replayed. And you see the Arsenal goals replayed. They didn't replay the Leicester goal. So I can't say whether I blame Saliba or whoever allowed that through ball to go, or Ramsdale didn't call for it. When you're at the games, and this is why quite often I may say something a little bit off the wall on a fan cam, because you've just come out of the game. You've only seen it once. You don't see replays. And I would give it to Saliba on the basis of everything else that he did in that game was pretty much perfect. And I can't say that what he did was completely imperfect because I haven't seen the replay. But if it was imperfect, I still think he deserves man of the match.
Fair enough. He was fantastic, and I thought the goal was mainly on Ramsdale, but we've covered that well and truly on this show. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Big thank you to everyone who sent in their videos. You did a fan cam, right? So you want Julian's extended thoughts, you'll see them come out. Thank you for joining us at the end. Enjoy your water, get rehydrated as well, because it has been a hot day here in London. Let's just get these last super chats. Oh, this is nice. Cabela says, I love Julian Lamau, which
Thanks,
means
Mum.
laugh my ass off. Ash says, dodged a bullet with Lissandro. Jesus is epic. Yeah, he didn't look good on that goal, did he, Lissandro Martinez? Touch of Awesome says, move a bit to the right or left, Julian.
Right or left? Is that nearer you?
Can't unsee. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway.
Oh, what shirt?
Oh, go back to where you were. Go back to the left slightly. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Looks like the...
Oh yeah, it looks like you have horns.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, good work.
Not a good look, is it?
No. But, anyway, show's over. Thank you for joining.
Always a pleasure.
Big thanks to everyone who sent in their videos. Well done, Arsenal. I'm going to go enjoy the second half of this Man United game. Please don't turn it around. That would be unbelievable, wouldn't it? But they did the job. 2 wins out of 2. 6 goals scored. Playing some great football. See you next week.